If you're watching this video and you've tried hash in the past and you weren't the biggest fan of it, keep watching because you might learn about a new way to consume it that's even better than anything you've tried before. Because for me personally, hash has always been hit or miss. Like sometimes I really like it. Sometimes I don't like it as much. Sometimes it's just like harder to work with, and like, sure, I got high, but like there was more steps and it wasn't as easy as what I normally do. Now, I gotta say, I'm talking about hash and not hash rosin, like bubble hash, Moroccan hash, bro, temple ball hash. I'm not talking about hash rosin or dabs like you would put in an e-rig or a banger, but smoking hash, and I'm gonna use that term lightly because the best way to consume it isn't actually smoking it. Now, you can get hash in a number of ways. There's different consistencies for it. There's different ways that it's made. And when you consume it, one thing you're gonna know is there's plant material in there. It's not as clean as if you're getting like a pressed hash. It's not as, they didn't separate all the essential oil and leave the plant material behind like when they're making your dabs. Most hash you get is gonna have some plant material in there. I've talked to a number of people who go buy hash and they just put it in their banger at the same temp that they would normally put like their hash rosin in there. And then they're like, hey, bro, I don't know, I tried some of that hash and it wasn't so great. I talked to a lot of people struggling with hash. This is why I decided to make the video. You don't really want to put it in your banger. Like, you can do that, right? But you're going to want to go a much lower temperature than you normally do because there's solids in there. There's plant material in there. And if you put it on a quartz banger that's too hot, you're going to leave a lot of that plant material behind, or it's going to scorch itself onto your banger, and it's just going to make it harder to clean. You can do it like that, but in my opinion, it's not the best way to do it. Like, you got your banger set up, just do dabs if that's what you're trying to do. Now, if you've watched any of my live streams on Twitch, Rumble, or Kick, you've seen me use a ball or a hammer vape, as I like to call them. But it's essentially a convection vaporizer. It's like a hammer-shaped thing that you put over your bowl of flour, and when you pull air through it, it heats that air up enough to not burn your flour, but to vaporize it. And this is where the hash comes into play, because sure, it's meant for vaping flour, but you can also vape your hash. Now, I'm not saying you should put all of your hash in a bowl. I've done this, and the results for all your hash in the bowl aren't that great. You make a mess. It's a little bit messier. It's hard to deal with the screen if you got a screen in your bowl. But similarly to how you might smoke the hash, you sprinkle a little bit of hash in with your flour. You go like 10 to 20% hash versus 80 to 90% flour. And you go to vape it, the ball vape itself already hits so hard, but you add a little bit of hash in there, which is likely going to be more than twice as potent as your flour. That's going to supercharge your hit. I'm talking to make that shit into a monster cloud. Like, I get the big hits out of a ball vape. I'm surprised with how much flour vapor I can get with a ball vape. When I sprinkle a little hash on there, break up a little temple ball and put it on top, and then I rip it. But so, the clouds I get are so insane. It's just like straight milk coming out of the piece. You're like, there's no way the vapor is this thick. Now, if you put too much hash in there, you might not have as easy of a time vaporizing it. But once you find that right balance with the temperature you set your device to and then packing the bowl with the flour, I kind of like to put a little bit in the center where most of the heat goes. It depends on the vape that I'm using. Some of them have different airflow. But I've noticed you put too little, it might not hit as hard as you want. You put too much, it also might not hit as hard as you want because the workload is too much for your device. So look, as much as I want to show you the rips here and how fat of a rip you can get with some hash on a ball vape, look, you got to go check out the Rumble video. I'm going to put a link in the description and pinned comment of me ripping some temple ball hash through a ball vape. Bro, I got some monster clouds. Go check it out. And if you don't already have a Rumble account, do me a solid favor. Hit the sign up button on my Rumble page. Sign up for a new account. It's free. It'll take you 30 seconds. Look, it's a great spot for 420 content. I got a ton of it over there. If you want to see it live, pop into the Kick, Rumble, or Twitch. I'll see you at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Have a good day, my dudes.